All right, everyone, let's talk about underglazes. I have the same bowl that you saw in the last video, and now I'm going to do a little demo on this side of the bowl. The underglazes that I have, most of them are in this little jars. Some of them are in a little bit bigger jars. And for the underglazes, because I don't have that many and not as many students usually want to use them, I do keep them separated, and they're all labeled really clearly, so just make sure that you don't get these mixed up. I don't have any of them in little containers like this, but you can use them right out of the container as long as you keep them super duper clean. So you need to wash your brush really well when you are changing colors. That's super important. Underglazes are not shiny when they come out of the kiln. If you want them to be shiny, you have to put clear on top, and the clear actually looks like blue. That is something you do at the very end of your, when you're done painting. Now, the underglazes are nice, and they're a good choice for students who want to do something that's a little more detailed. It works more like paint. So if you just want to do one color, I recommend that you, or just a couple colors and not a lot of details, I recommend that you use just regular glazes. However, if you would like to do something a little more painterly, so let's say you want to add here on the side of your bowl some detailed hearts that have some nice highlights. If you wanted to do something with more details, with more layering, then underglaze is a good choice. The nice thing about underglaze is that it doesn't really move around when it's fired. So what you see when you are done is pretty much what it looks like. So if I wanted to do my little heart, and I wanted to have, and I'm cleaning my brush really well, and I wanted to have on top of my heart some dots, for example, and I want those to be with white. It would be definitely a good idea to let this totally dry, but for the sake of time, I'm just gonna put a little tiny bit in this lid. That way, if it does get messy, I can clean it out, because the white you want to keep really, really clean. Okay. For you guys, please don't layer anything until it's totally dry. The nice thing is you can see it dries really fast. But if you wanted to add something like little dots, you could do that with underglaze. And those dots, as long as they don't drip while you're doing it, should stay right where you've painted them. Now, if you tried to do this with glaze and you've done your 3 layers, and I do recommend, rather than doing just 1 layer like I did, that you would put like 2 or 3 layers of the red before you add the white. If you did that with regular glaze, the dots would probably drip off. So it wouldn't be a good idea to do that with just regular glaze. Once this is totally dry, and you still need to do 3 layers. I know I didn't really do that for this example, but once it's totally dry, you do need to do the clear, or else it won't be shiny. It'll look exactly like that. With the clear glaze, it is really important that when you do clear, instead of really brushing it on, you actually need to kind of blot it on. This isn't quite dry right now, but just to show you what that looks like, you would just take a little bit of the clear, and instead of brushing it, you're gonna kind of dab it. And the purpose of that is if you do brush it on, it's going to kind of make the colors blend together. If you do something more like this, it won't wet the color underneath, and it won't bleed. And you need to put 3 layers of the clear as well. It looks blue, but it's actually gonna, when it's fired, it'll dry clear, or it'll be clear out of the kiln. All right, good luck.